last game of the day in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's time to climb those rocky steps one more time as the fourth and final game in this Philadelphia pod brings us back into Xfinity Mobile Arena. The 2:15 matchup in the East region featuring the Connecticut Huskies, national champions in two of the last three seasons, taking on the champions of the Southern Conference, the Paladins of Furman, who created one of the most magical March memories in recent history just 3 years ago. Trying to do it again tonight as Furman and UConn battle for a spot in the second round, with the winner moving on to play UCLA here on Sunday. And hello one and all, I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome back to Philly. Thanks for having us in. Game 4 of the day, Game 8 in the last 2 days. Yes, we are still here. We are still talking about basketball. Against all odds, we're all still here. Seth Eaves, JT, Pierre Moss joining me here. And I will give it to Seth as we are a few moments away from tip-off. Seth, what do we think we're going to have here? UConn, we've talked a lot about how shaky they've been a lot through conference play, but here they are as the number 2 seed. It's a new season, and they're loaded up and ready to go as a big favorite tonight.
They sure are, but they're going to be without two of their big players. Stewart and Demery both are going to be out for Dan Hurley's team, but they have Alex Caravan, one of the best winners in the history of this sport. He has more tournament wins than anybody else in the tournament field. And they'll take on a plucky Paladin team that did not have as good a year as they did when they beat Virginia a few years ago. Only won 19 games in the regular season, but then won the 3 in Asheville to get the auto bid. Bob Ritchie, one of the finest young coaches in the United States. Real quickly, late session games. Florida, the defending champs, lead 58-21 over Prairie View with 1:05 to play in the first half. 10:57 to go first half in San Diego. Kansas leads Cal Baptist 15-6. Miami leads Missouri 18-15 with 9 minutes to play in the first half in St. Louis. And as I sent it to Matthew Owens, there's much rejoicing because there's white numerals on the Furman uniforms.
Matthew,
Christ.
Good news!
Thank Christ. All right, here we go. UConn as the higher seed in their white uniforms, blue numbers, red trim. Furman in purple with white numbers. And we're ready to go. Winner to play UCLA here on Sunday in the second round. And after the finish of that last game was not nearly as fast as Xfinity Mobile, our fourth game of the day gets underway. UConn controls the tip. And off go the champions from 2 of the last 3 years with Malachi Smith, Solo Ball, and Braylon Mullins, a very young backcourt in the lineup today, but they feed the front court, and Alex Caravan gets inside and lays it in off glass with the right hand quickly on the first possession. Those 4 plus the big man Terrace Reed Jr., the lineup for Dan Hurley's UConn Huskies. And here comes Furman, as Seth mentioned, not a great regular season with just the 19 wins. They were 10-8 in the SoCon, that ranked 6th. Missed 3 on their first trip. UConn rebounds, up the floor they come, and Braylon Mullins steps out of bounds. And a UConn turnover. Edrin Brunson, Alex Wilkins, Tom House, Cooper Bowser, and Charles Johnston is the starting 5 for Furman tonight.
Hey,
House
you got the schools, man.
is a
there we go. You got it.
House is a transfer from Florida State.
Must I add that TBS also put the wrong score up?
Yeah, they sure did. House, a transfer from Florida State. Alex Wilkins at over 17.5 points per game, the leading scorer on this Furman team. All a part of the lineup, and they get it to Cooper Bowser. Jab step up the right baseline, tries to back in on Reed. That's going to be a tough task all night for Bowser, who flips it up over the shoulder and misses. Rebound down to UConn. Bowser had a big game in the SoCon final, which Furman won over East Tennessee State with a double-double of 21 points and 11 rebounds. Solo Ball goes solo on a drive up the middle, gets to the rack and lays it in. Quick start for UConn, up 4-0. Yesterday, we watched as the number 1 seed in this region, Duke, struggled and trailed by double digits at halftime to Siena as a rainbow 3 is tossed up and missed by Furman's Alex Wilkins. And a lot of high seeds today seem to have taken note of what happened with Duke and Michigan yesterday. They haven't given many low seeds much of a chance. to stick around in the game. Earlier today, Virginia did to Wright State. As Terrace Reed muscles inside on Charles Johnston. Reed hooks it up and home. UConn scored 6 straight points. 3 scores on their first 4 possessions. Slow start for Furman as they try to get back going. Wilkins on the March Madness logo. Screen from Charles Johnston. Wilkins zigzags in, gets to the rim, takes contact from Caravan, and he scores off glass. Chance at a 3-point play. Wilkins, as I mentioned, led this team in scoring this year, just under 18 points per game. It ranked 6th in the SoCon. Had a big 34-point game early in the year against UNC Greensboro. He was one of the best all-around players in the Southern Conference this year, and he is the straw that stirs the drink for this Furman team. Ended up winning the MVP of the SoCon tournament. Misses the N1 free throw. Reed is there to snare the rebound away. Rebounding is going to be an issue for this Furman team tonight against this UConn squad that's already a really good rebounding team to begin with, and they're much bigger than Furman. Here's Caravan receiving a bounce pass left elbow. Entry feed Reed. He shows up, faces Johnston, and scores on him plus a foul. And, well, as I was just saying, Furman's going to have a hard time figuring out how to defend Terrace Reed tonight. He's got a chance at a 3-point play on the other end. Reed is 6'11", and he is a load, 265 pounds. Transfer from Michigan. And I think everyone can count their lucky stars that he didn't stay at. But could you imagine that Michigan with that roster plus Terrace Reed? And 1 free throw is good. 9-2 lead for UConn. Reed averages 14 points and 8 rebounds a game. And the Con has hit their first 4. Alex Wilkins up the floor, flashes in from the left, throws up a lob, and there's a counter to the size of Reed. Suck him in on a drive and then lob it over his head. Cooper Bowser with a dunk down. Cooper and Cole Bowser on this Furman roster. And here's UConn back the other way. Swift drive down the lane, solo ball, missed a left-handed layup. UConn's first miss. Furman rebounds. Out they run. And they find an open shooter in Bronson, who misses the right wing 3. Cleared away by Reed on the rebound. And Malachi Smith brings it up. Again, Smith getting the start because of Silas Demery out tonight. Demery has played such a big role on this UConn team. The transfer from Georgia as that shot rolls in for Caravan, and that is a 3. Seth mentioned the experience that Caravan has. He's a 2-time national champion, his 4th year with this UConn program. He averaged 12.5 points per game all 4 years. He's averaged 10 plus. Open look at a corner 3. Edrin Bronson misses. Rebound weak side Reed. Outletted for Caravan, and UConn brings it up. Head of the key, it's Malachi Smith. Cuts to his left, takes a screen, feeds Caravan, deep right arc 3. Clatters off, rebound spiked into the ground by Bronson, controlled by Reed, washed back out for ball. Swirled back, Mullins catch and shoot, and he can shoot at any angle. He misses. Another offensive rebound. Reed cut it back, drive inside. Smith layup blocked. Rebound Furman, jacking a 3 in transition. It's hit from straight away. And Furman rips it and runs it. And they get a 3 in transition. It's 12-7. Here comes Connecticut back the other way, trying to respond after that Bronson 3. Mullins centering pass. Caravan feeds it right. Smith maneuvers it in. Reed draws a double right block, kicks it back out. Ball will slice his way in. He'll get to the rim. Running layup. Too strong off the glass. Furman's got the rebound. And here come the Paladins. 22-12 on the season. 6th in the SoCon regular season standings at just 10-8 in conference play. And they lost their regular season finale to Western Carolina by 19. Wilkins handles the ball. Oh my goodness, Hashmart, 3 is good! Alex Wilkins, the freshman, feeling hot early. 6th leading scorer in the Southern Conference. Hit that one from a mile out. 12-10. Furman's got 3 Paladins at the scorer's table, set to check in at the next whistle. Contact away from the ball they play on. Wilkins hit the deck. At the other end, Mullins off a screen, curls right baseline, running floater, off the rim, once and in. Braylon Mullins, a highly touted freshman out of Greenfield, Indiana, and he can jack it up from anywhere. Long stretch without a whistle. We haven't hit our first media timeout. We played 5.5 minutes. Furman brings it back the other way. Bronson handles. Zigzags from left to right. Mullins defends. Bronson's going to take him on. Head down, and he got called for a travel on the way inside. Furman a turnover, and we get our media timeout here. 14-11 on the clock, and UConn is up 14-10. Timeout on the floor.
The curse of the announcer there saying we haven't had a whistle in a while, and then we immediately get a whistle.
Yeah, of course. All right, so UConn and Furman, we're off in Paladin. And Seth, what do you got going on around the rest of the tournament?
So, this is just a news flash. I don't know if anybody is aware of this or not, and I understand the opponent that they're playing. I think the Florida Gators are kind of good. Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the list here. I had the thing for just a minute here. But how good are they? They scored 60 points in the first half against Prairie View. 60-21 is Florida's lead at the half. They went on a 45-6 run to end said first half. The SWAC champions are fighting an uphill or sprinting up a down escalator in Tampa. You can say the same about the WAC champions in San Diego. Kansas with a 25-8 lead for Cal Baptist. Still 7:32 to play in the first half. And 6:17 to go in the first in St. Louis. Miami leading Missouri 23-17 in that one as the late session. Also, Matthew, some breaking news. And it's some pretty big news regarding one of tomorrow's games. Michael Brown out for Louisville against Michigan State tomorrow.
Well, mentioned it earlier. There's a lot of injuries going around this tournament right now. I mean, you think of Michael Brown, and you think of the double injuries at Duke, and you think of Caleb Wilson. North Carolina's already gone from this tournament. And you think of Bilodeau at UCLA, who we just had, and now UConn down a couple of players. And I mean, goodness.
Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson. That happened just earlier today with Iowa State.
L.J. Kaysen, which I knew that was a long time ago by basketball standards, but still, that's one that could affect Michigan. And they'll play the first game tomorrow against the Billikens. Again, we'll touch on that at halftime. But yeah, that was going to be my other thing here. Obviously, you didn't ask me for analysis, nor should you. But as someone who knows, I don't want to say knows, but someone who keeps up with the Southern Conference basketball. If Wilkins can get hot, Furman might have a chance.
Well, he's already hit one from the parking lot.
He's their guy. He is their guy. He was their guy. He was their guy in the tournament. That was for sure. If anything else, he was definitely their guy in the tournament. The conference tournament, of course.
Yeah. Well, and he has already hit one from way outside, and we'll see if he can hit some shots from distance, because that's really the key. Is if he can hit shots from distance tonight, not only does that help them just putting points on the board, but also it helps spacing the floor out against this UConn team, as we already talked about, has a big size advantage. But you're right about Wilkins in that SoCon tournament. He had 34 in the semifinal against UNC Greensboro, and he averaged 22 a game in that tournament, where they won 3 games in 3 days to clinch their spot in their 8th NCAA tournament. UConn with the ball out of the timeout. Malachi Smith, right elbow, spins it out for Mullins. Entry feed for Reed. This is where they're going to struggle all night. And Reed, with some footwork, but an extra step he took, he's called for a travel. Furman has 2 wins in NCAA tournament play in their history. They beat South Carolina in a first-round game in 1974, and then 3 years ago, that stunning victory over Virginia. As Furman brings it up the floor, they trail by 4, mid-post left, and trying to back his way against Reed On the inside is Bowser, bounces it out. Wilkins has it, and it's a late shot clock. Wilkins off left wing, rainbow three, and he cans another one. Wilkins lets it fly and rips the cords from downtown. He's got 11 of their first 13, and he's already hit 3 3-point shots. Connecticut on the ball again. Smith feeds it left. Mullins will try his luck on a three. Misses. Offensive rebound. Reed then lost it on the floor. Picked up by Cooper Bowser. Forwarded in transition. Left on the wing. Thomas entry feed right at the rim. Vanderwall couldn't get it to go. UConn brings it up. They've got a 2-on-2. Mullins right to the rack. Drives between the pipes and lays it in with the right. 16-13, and those are swings that Furman can't afford to have tonight. Had a shot right at the rim that wouldn't go, and then allowed UConn to get an easy one in transition. Wilkins threads a bounce pass. Ben Vanderwall down the lane, shovels it out. Cooper Bowser into the paint from the left, hooks it up right-handed, missed, got it back, and dunks it down. Bowser climbs the ladder. Junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Furman sticking in striking distance at least through the first 8 minutes here. Solo ball from Malachi Smith. Now Caravan. He'll drive up the middle. Tried to sneak a bounce pass across the lane. Got deflected out of bounds. It will stay on this end of the floor with UConn. Cole Bowser into the game was the one that deflected it. UConn will inbound from underneath the basket. Just about 12 minutes to go in this first half. Cooper Bowser goes to the bench to get a breather. And the Huskies from underneath, looking to get the ball triggered in. Coming out for the ball is Ball, and he shoots a left wing three. It misses. Battle for the rebound. Caravan slapping at it along with Thomas. It's out of bounds. It's going to stay on this end of the floor with UConn. Furman players want their head coach Bob Ritchie to challenge this, and Ritchie's looking out to the back bench to see if the gentleman on the tablet says that he should challenge. And are we going to get a challenge or not? Either way, with 12 minutes left, we are going to get a timeout on the floor.
Here to say, I think you're getting under 12 anyway, so that'll help the decision.
Yep, it will. Timeout on the floor with UConn up 16-15. So Furman showing some early attributes that could help them out if they can hit these jump shots throughout the night, Seth.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the one thing we always say about this in college basketball. It's the three-point shot that is the great equalizer in this thing. And it can help lead to upsets. I mean, High Point yesterday. Oakland a couple of years ago. That obviously leads to just an amazing amount of, a lot of the upsets you watch were done by three-point shooting. And we'll see how that works out here. Again, the NCAA Tournament second round begins for the men tomorrow. We will start our coverage around 5:10 is when the stream will begin with a 5:15 tip. Duke, the overall number 1 seed against TCU. Also tomorrow night we'll have the other game from Greenville, VCU and Illinois. Then at 7 Eastern we'll have streams of both the Portland games tomorrow night. Texas against Gonzaga. And then High Point trying to do it again. They'll try to slow down the Darius Aikoff Express as the Panthers will play Arkansas in the late games. Sometime tonight, hopefully, by the end of the games, the Sunday schedule will be announced, and we will have games on Sunday, and we'll let you know at some point tomorrow on air what those games will be. And again, we hope to have women's tournament action on Monday with second-round action there, and, of course, we'll have action there in the later rounds as well as the women's first round getting today. And unless Texas Tech beat Villanova, I think all the high seeds won today, which included the end of a disastrous final month of the season for the Tennessee program. Potentially more on that at halftime. But anyway, Big Mo, back to you. And Furman can be glad this is not a women's game because UConn's women would be up more than just one right now, I'm afraid. Not to disrespect Furman women or any other women's team in the Southern Conference, but, I mean, The UConn women are a wagon.
They are. They really are. All right, fellas, I am logging off for the night. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Enjoyed you hanging. Enjoyed you being with us, Pierre. Enjoyed your company.
Great to have you.
Yes,
with
sir.
us,
Enjoy being with y'all.
Absolutely loved it. We will talk again.
Sorry,
all right, fellas. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
UCLA game, but that got everybody messed up.
Well, indeed.
I'm watching. I got the quad box up on the Studio G monitor here. Thank you, Matthew. I love calling this Studio G. Which, by the way, I have another nickname for this. This studio, it's a leisure room in the house, and me and my dad was talking about, I was going to call it the basketball bunker, and then my dad said, "What about the hoops hut?" And I was like, "Okay, I like that." So this is the Hoops Hut. Studio G is the professional name. When we're not being professional, it will be called Hoops Hut.
UConn inbounding out of the timeout. Caravan has it come to him. He hands it off for Eric Ryba into the game for the first time. Freshman 7-footer from Germany. Gets it inside. Ball. Running floater misses. Ball got it back. Missed a second opportunity, and Furman's got the rebound. And here come the Paladins. Purple uniforms, purple shorts, white numbers, thank Christ, and white trim. Attacking from our right to our left. Handled by Bronson on the outside. He gets pressured. He tries to skip a pass. It's knocked away. It's stolen. UConn in transition to the rim. Oh! High off the glass. A layup goes for Malachi Smith. Plus a foul. That ball hit up off the top of the glass and goes down. It's actually Alec Millender, who rarely plays for this UConn team. He's come in here and he's hit a circus shot. Oh my goodness. Off the top of the backboard, it goes down. And Alec Millender from Glenwood, Illinois, who's played in just 16 games this season and averaged 3 minutes a game in those 16, hit the shot but missed the free throw. Furman rebounds and up the floor they come. Edwin Bronson cutting to his right. He's bumped and fouled in the open floor.
Matthew,
Yes.
just quickly, can you hear this?
AA.com.
Yes.
Awesome, incredible, thank you.
I just don't see pictures.
Yeah. It seems like every single night at 2:46 a.m. local, these skybox resets,
I see.
because it was at the exact same time as yesterday.
Off the inbound, Asa Thomas, transfer from Clemson on the floor for Furman, misses an off-balance three. UConn with the rebound. Ball rolls in, kicks out. Caravan swings it back up top. Hunting for space, Jaden Ross. Off-balance mid-range jumper misses. Charles Johnston got the rebound for Furman. And we've got a foul going against Ryba. Ryba coming in as a 4-star recruit. At the start of the season, he was ranked by ESPN as the number 23 incoming freshman. He averages about 15 minutes a game off the bench, but he has provided at times throughout the season an extremely big role on this team when Reed has needed any breaks, and of course Reed has missed some games with injury. Ryba has done a great job coming in and playing quality minutes for this team when Reed needs a break. Here's a driving layup that Wilkins glances off glass and in on the reverse.
There you go, Matthew.
Thank you. Wilkins has 13 of Furman's 17. Here comes UConn. Caravan off a screen, open three. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, chased down by Ball, who throws it off the hip of Charles Johnston and out of bounds to keep possession with UConn. Johnston stopped going for that ball and paid the price for it because Solo Ball kept going and made a heady play. You cannot give up on any plays in this game if you are a Furman player, as Johnston did right there. Ball to inbound at near side front court. Got it in on an angle to Smith. He'll slash, change direction in the lane, running floater. Missed that very badly off to the left. Cooper Bowser the rebound, and here comes Furman into the front court. Bowser left-handed dribble. Furman could take the lead on this trip. Swung cross-court by Wilkins. Got to the wing. Johnston hands it off. Johnston gets it on a return. He gets doubled mid-post right on the low block. Shovels it up, and he draws a foul. I think it's on Ryba.
Hey, Matthew, check your Twitter DMs for a stat about one of the recent UConn scores.
Yeah, how about that? Alec Millender, he had not scored since December 21st. But that's how But that's how he scores, with a layup that skipped off the top of the backboard and came down.
Matthew, there's a certain broadcaster whose initials AC is working this game. Should you really be surprised?
Right. First free throw is good. That last foul was on Ryba, which is his second.
More on it.
One more. At the line for Johnston, and he scores. The senior from Sydney, Australia, hits both the free throws, and Furman has the lead. Midway through the first half, here comes Connecticut back up the floor, and the Furman fans that have made the trip about 7 hours worth from Greenville, South Carolina up to Philadelphia, making plenty of noise as Caravan shapes a pass in. Reed up for the layup. It was blocked, but it hit glass first. Basket will count on a goaltend. But that's not the worst thing in the world. You will absolutely take that any time tonight if you're Bob Ritchie from Cooper Bowser trying to get into Terrace Reed's head. Reed has a huge advantage tonight size-wise, but if they can block some shots, even if it is a goaltend, just get in his head that we're not going to back down from you. Here's Wilkins for Furman. Loops a high arcing pass into the far corner. Nearly got away from Johnston, who made a great save. Shoveled it back inbounds for Tom House. House inside. Johnston rolls, climbs right blocks, spins on a dime, hooks it up. Great defending by Mullins on the inside to get the miss, and here comes UConn the other way, and Mullins is up the floor, and he pulls up for three. A brick off the glass, but Reed got the offensive rebound. It came right to him like a magnet, and he lays it in. UConn trailed very briefly by one. Wilkins slides inside, scoops it up, had it blocked. Rebound Reed. He's already up to 10 rebounds. Quick outlet. Mullins drives left baseline. He got clanged into, lost the ball, but Reed got it again and scores. Timeout Furman. You're not going to stop Terrace Reed tonight. You are not going to stop Terrace Reed in this game if you're Furman. You know how I know that? Because we've played 11 minutes, and he has 11 points and 11 rebounds. An 11-minute double-double for Terrace Reed. UConn by 5.
Wow. Unfortunately for Prairie View, the second half has started in Tampa, and Florida's lead is now at 30, 65-25, with 18:04 to go. 8.8 to play, first half at San Diego. Kansas leads 35-18 over Cal Baptist. You'd have been a real idiot to pick Cal Baptist in your bracket to win in the first round. And also, with 1:42 to play in the first half, it is Miami with a 27-21 lead over Missouri in St. Louis, as this wild two-day fever dream we call the first round is about to come to a conclusion, and it was Darren Peterson with a first-half buzzer beater to push the Kansas lead to 20 at intermission. Looks like we're getting Johnnies and Jayhawks on Sunday. Do I hear Johnnies and Jayhawks followed by? I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Morley Safer. I know these people are dead. I'm just doing it. I'm Scott Pelley. These stories, plus Andy Rooney, even though Andy Rooney's dead, you know what I mean, though. The 60-minute spot.
Yes.
Reference.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to either be Kansas St. John. The 60 minutes lead-in spot will either be Kansas St. John's, or if UConn wins this game, UConn UCLA.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could see UConn UCLA being in one of the two early slots Sunday.
Oh, yeah, it definitely will.
It'll be a CBS game, no doubt. It's the point we're trying to make here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Albert Gator on the screen. on the upper right. Did Boogie Flan run into Albert Gator? Did we have a moment like Smokey had in Charlotte last year? You were on the call for that when I don't know if you remember that or not, when Tennessee was blowing out St. Peter's and one of the Tennessee players ran into Smokey at the end of the game. There's Stephan El Shaarawy. I've never seen this goal before.
Ingrained into my brain.
It's your favorite thing, Matthew.
I tell you, I don't know what the defender was doing there. That's elementary defending.
We're back.
We are back indeed.
We're back, folks.
And TBS.
That was quite an aggressive cut.
It was. TBS doing a promo for Steve Carell's new show on HBO Max, The Rooster, where he, of course, impersonates Ricky Rudd.
Matthew, good news.
Good news.
You're a moron. You're a moron. You know that, right? Did he just call this USN March Madness chaos underneath the commentary box?
What's the good news?
He sure did.
What's the good news,
26
JT?
26th of March. I'm getting HBO Max. I just hope it's got all of the NASCAR stuff on it.
Oh, hope so too.
In the UK.
It should, but you never know. Here's Alex Wilkins as play restarts for Furman. Tries to back his way in. Sweet turnaround on the left baseline. Missed the jumper. Reed collects his 12th rebound. We've played 11.5 minutes. Reed has 11 points and 12 boards. Solo ball into the front court for UConn. Gives it up. Malachi Smith feeds it right. Mullins centering pass. Reed connects it onto the left. All 5 Huskies on the floor have already touched the ball on this possession. Smith swings it right. Entry feed. Reed. Bully ball on the inside. Got behind Bowser, turned and laid it in. 24-21. Reed has 13 points and 12 rebounds in the first 12 minutes. He could be on his way to a historic night.
That's 2 points for UConn, JT. Ignore TBS.
Cooper Bowser off the right elbow. Backdoor feed for Bronson, who lost the handle. House was able to get it back. He turns, rockets it off the glass and misses. Reed with another rebound. He's got 12 and 12. Here comes UConn the other way. We are officially on history watch here with Terrace Reed, the way he's going. Malachi Smith, entry feed. Caravan off right block. Turns to his right, banks it up. No, Reed thought he had the offensive rebound, but Cooper Bowser got it instead. He launched it ahead in transition. Bronson hits the brakes left of the lane. Flips it back outside. Bowser swings it right. Wilkins moves it on. House from the wing. Centering feed Bowser. Return to House. Drives down the middle with the left hand. Lays it in. He did a great job extending that left arm out to protect the ball from Reed. And Tom House, the senior from Dayton, transfer from Florida State, gets the basket. It's 26-21. 7 minutes to go in this first half. Malachi Smith under a left-handed dribble. Solo ball, gets it off the right wing and fires a 3. Misses. Caravan bats the rebound out. Reset. Mullins. Entry feed Reed. They got to bring him with a double. They do, and he kicks it out to an open Mullins. Now Reed hits the deck. He got away with near murder on the inside on Bowser. They play on, and Furman brings the ball into the front court. Here's Wilkins the other direction. Threads a pass inside. Acrobatic leap into the lane from Bowser, and he draws a foul. Cole Bowser, the freshman from Bowie, Maryland, draws the foul, and we get a whistle and a timeout on the floor. UConn up
Daryl Kinsey Jr.
26-21 with 6:34 to go in the first half. Yes, you might know our old friend DKJ.
Of course, Furman notable ones, Clint Dempsey and Dottie Pepper. And Frank Selvey, who had a 100-point game many moons ago, back before the invention of the three-point line in a game against Newberry.
Dottie.
What about Dottie?
I like Dottie.
Oh, you like Dottie. I think you like saying that name, Dottie. Dottie, baby. Dottie, baby. Of course. Yeah, the committee did a lousy job. Dottie, baby. Why is she on the damn course all the time? That was not Victor Newman. That was Chris Russo. Oh, God. Here's the Prairie View game has gotten to the point where they're referencing famous people with eyes, and that includes Megan Thee Stallion and Mr. T. I thought Megan Thee Stallion went to Texas Southern because it was a Texas Southern game when Iron Eagle had that infamous line there, body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
I just saw our...
In a good way, but he's a Nimrod.
I just saw our good friend on that last commercial there, JT. Harry Kane!
Harry Kane?
Yes.
Why is he our good friend? Am I missing something?
Yeah, you weren't with us earlier this morning.
Yes, you are. You are missing a lot.
we, we had a lot.
And it feels like that was so long ago. I honestly thought that happened yesterday, not today. Wow.
Almost did happen yesterday. It's 11:04. It did happen for you yesterday.
It did,
actually,
yeah, it was
so.
yesterday for you, but yes. No, you
Oh,
cannot.
God. Florida's got this meathead. He's on steroids, fan in the stands. They need to quit showing him. I digress. What's the Harry Kane story?
Well, just I saw him on that promo earlier today, and I had to mention to JT, who comes from that land, of course, that I like how anytime he does something, it's not Harry Kane scores, it's Harry Kane scores! Harry Kane! It's not Harry Kane,
okay.
It's Harry Kane!
So you were mocking Peter Drury, Darren Fletcher, Martin Tyler, John Champion, and all those. That's what you were doing. Okay, I guess.
I just
Those aren't
appreciate
bad
Darren Fletcher mention on USN. We love it. We
I
absolutely love it.
I just like
Tell
how
me some Darren Fletcher. And you know where I love Darren Fletcher? I didn't know this until about 3 weeks ago. This was a thing. On the Red Bull Soapbox World Championship.
Yes.
Yes,
Commentator
JT.
of the Red Bull soapbox race.
That was a fever dream hearing that with those stupid designs, and then he's, well, Cinderella, come up a cropper, like at the bend or whatever it was. And then when someone falls, he commentates on it like somebody's won the damn Champions League or some crap.
I first heard him commentate the Red Bull soapbox race. It was I heard him on Champions League after I heard him on soapbox race.
Okay, yeah.
I lived on soapbox race when I grew up, Seth.
Oh, you're from that part of the world, and you love motor things with wheels, so that does not surprise me to hear.
that's motor and wheel,
Motor and wheel.
and you don't
Not to be confused with stick and ball.
Yeah, you do not compare stick and ball sports to motor and wheel. You don't do it. We don't need playoffs in racing. It's a garbage system. Cole Bowser hits the
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
You will not hear motor and wheel analogies in a stick and ball sport from me. You will not do it. So here's Cole Bowser. Second free throw is good.
That
Furman.
is one stage point for that free throw.
Furman doing a good job staying within arm's distance here. Malachi Smith brings the ball into the front court, flashes to his right. Mullins entry feed. Reed's had a tremendous first half. He kicks it out here. Three missed by ball out of the corner. Ball saved from going out of bounds. And, wow, we had a UConn player fall off stage right. That was Braylon Mullins, number 24, Jeff Gordon. Well, he fell into the cheerleaders. Look at him go. Into a towering inferno of pom-poms. 26-23, UConn leads Furman. Jimmy Spencer scoreline. Here's the kick into the right corner. Asa Thomas for three. Hits off the rim. Oh! Hits off the top of the backboard, and that nearly fell down. Rebound UConn. Wow, we've had one shot go in off the top of the backboard, and another one nearly did. Here's Malachi Smith. Feeds the right corner. Jaden Ross, entry feed. Reed up strong. Misses the shot off glass, but draws a foul.
Matthew, it is worth noting that they were not his own pom-poms. They were the opposition's pom-poms as well.
Yes, and of course, we are here to proliferate pom-pom analysis on this channel.
There you go, making up words again. Stop. I'm a dumb redneck. I can't keep up.
Reed is at the line. His first one is good.
Why throw the caution when you can throw the pom-pom?
One more for Reed. And he's missed it short. And the rebound got harpooned out of bounds by a UConn hand. It was Jaden Ross. It'll belong to Furman. Better not mix motor and wheel and stick and ball. I won't stand for it.
You're an idiot.
Edwin Bronson into the front court, feeds it left. Asa Thomas, Clemson transfer, number 3, does it for Dale. Tried to hand it off for Bronson, who feeds it to Charles Johnston. Up top, catch and shoot 3 straight away. House misses. Foul is called. He's not dead, he's just a lap ahead.
Oh God, please! Now that's Chuck Norris. No, if that line were reserved for any human on the earth, it was Chuck Norris. Rest in peace. Passed away earlier today. That's a man who's a lap ahead.
That foul was called on Solo Ball, who just picked up his 2nd foul, and Tom House will shoot 3 free throws.
Tom House.
First one is
in
good.
the middle of our street. Tom House.
85% foul shooter. Hit 1. He's got 2 more to go. There's Jimmy Fallon with googly eyes. 2nd free throw is good. 1 more to come. Now the question is this pure basketball here, or are they letting off on the straightaways to save battery?
Stop it.
Oh,
Just stop.
God almighty. Here we... Oh, jeez.
1 more for House. Shrugs the shoulder, bends the knees, flicks the wrist, missed the 3rd. Rebound taken by Connecticut. Jaden Ross outletted it ahead. Malachi Smith right-handed hit pie dribble. UConn is led by as many as 8. Their lead here is 2. Ball is handled by Ross. Swings it left at midcourt. Smith directed. Reed shoveled back. Ross again, junior from Bristow, Virginia, gives it up. Caravan curls, kicks to the left corner, gets it back. Caravan now up top. Ross, quick ball movement, but Furman doesn't give them any inch defensively, but Braylon Mullins maneuvers his way in and hits a floater left of the lane. House at the other end. Good pass up the baseline, but Ben Vanderwall fumbled it. He got on the floor to get it back, and they call a jump ball. Furman will keep it with the arrow.
Are we sure this is basketball? Because I just saw a nutmeg.
Yeah. Right between the legs he goes. He bent it like Beckham and dove on the floor like Vanderwall.
We have completely lost the will to live.
Listen, by the time this game is over, I'm going to age by a year. Inbound from underneath. Inbound to the left corner, and Tom House hits a 3 from the left corner. House hits it, and Furman is within 1.
What just happened?
Nothing. Alec Millender's back on the floor for UConn. Takes a screen, bounces off kinda. Furman player slaps the floor. Off the right wing, Ross entry feed. Caravan back out. Ross leaps to his left, centering feed. Reed with 6 to shoot, bulls his way in, uses that big frame, and pours it in off the front of the rim. Reed having a tremendous first half. It's 31-28, and they've scored 22 of their 31 points in the paint. Wilkins the other direction, slashes to his right, leaves it in the corner, and Vanderwall got hit and fouled right in front of the UConn bench. Might have been Hurley that hit him.
He should have a technical foul.
I didn't bump him.
Yeah, sure you didn't. By the way, UCLA guard Sky Clark, no kidding, said he's going to put his chipped tooth under his pillow tonight.
Hold on, they've given this ball to UConn. Okay, Millender starts the offense. Entry feed. Reed mid-post right on the block. They trap him with a double. Kicked cross court. Mullins open look. Left wing 3 miss. Long rebound. Collected by Millender. Out to Mullins. Left corner Caravan. Got it back quickly from Reed. Caravan changes direction. Drives strong to the rim. Banks it up and in against the defensive Vanderwall. UConn by 5. 3.5 to go. Caravan with his 3rd field goal. He's got 7 points. Wilkins into the front court across the timing line. Millender defends. Threaded a bounce pass off right wing. Bowser hands it off back in the hands of Vanderwall, the Furman veteran. Gives it up on the right wing. 3 is launched, and the 3 is knocked down by House. He sticks it from 25 feet. He's into double figures in this first half, and Furman just will not go away like a fly at a picnic, swirling around the potato salad. Jaden Ross off left wing, into the corner Mullins. Entry feed Reed. They come at him with a double. He kicks it out to Mullins, who drives the closeout and shoots a running floater left to the lane, silky smooth. 35-31, under 3 to go. First half, inbound came to Bowser, pushed ahead for House. House right-handed dribble, swings it back up the middle. Vanderwall returns for House and gives it to Wilkins. That's who they're most comfortable having the ball in the hands of. And here he goes on a quick drive, a blow-by. He got by Millender, got to the rack and laid it in. 35-33. Millender will again run the show here for UConn's offense. Wilkins with a big first half. None bigger than Reed, who has the ball here. Gets rid of it quickly. Braylon Mullins with it. Feeds it right. Caravan, entry feed. Reed turns the corner. There's no stopping him. He gets to the rim. He missed the shot, but he drew a foul. It's on Bowser. And I don't really understand why, if Reed is on the floor, why UConn just won't dump it into him every time. Timeout on the floor. We've got a 2-point ball game with just north of 2 to go in the first half. But yeah, Seth, 16 points, 14 rebounds in 16 minutes for Reed. I don't know why they would have a possession where they wouldn't just have him post up and go for it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I am with you. By the way, what's going to become the most interesting game now that we can play is how bad can Florida win by? Right now, it's 87-33. So that's what, 54.
Oliver Behrman to Max Verstappen's old number. Yeah, awesome, nice one.
So 87-33. That's Joe Nemechek. A whopper of a blowout between Florida and Prairie View tonight. That's Joe Nemechek. Hey, that was a good Jimmy Spencer. That was Joe Nemechek. 87-33.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that? I'm like Hank Stram. 65 horsepower trap.
So you caught that with Spencer when the score was 26-23.
I sure did.
See, yeah.
I sure did.
See, there's only one other person on the planet other than me that would have gotten that, and you just so happen to be on this Discord call.
54. By the way, Florida is covering. The line was 35.5. Live odds are Florida minus 58.5.
God almighty.
They were 300. This is a bit of a stunner to me. Florida was 331st in made three-pointers on the season. They only made like 31, average 31. 30.8, I think was which I don't know how they got that average at. Anyway, doesn't matter. The stats said 31st. I'll take it. They hit like 8 tonight. They've just been. I mean, look, we all expected them to beat Prairie View by a substantial amount, but even by that standard, it's just just wild to see that score. So I think Florida heard us talk about how Arizona was the most impressive 1 seed and said, "Yeah, hold our gator tails." I mean, this is interesting. Kansas, Cal Baptist, Miami, Missouri, both still at intermission. Coker has won in acrobatics and tumbling in a tri-meter for Francis Marion Montevallo. You thought I was done with that? Ha! Psych!
Guys,
JT,
I have an idea for the end of this broadcast and the end of the second day.
Oh, God.
In that fridge, I have Japanese Coca-Cola.
Oh, God almighty.
Should JT try Japanese Coca-Cola for the first time at the end of said broadcast?
So you're going to be away for the whole weekend, so the obvious answer is yes.
So when they did the coaches interview with the Prairie View coach, Byron Smith, in the first half, when it was 33-15, the sideline reporter asked him about what you need, and his quote was, "We need some help from the Lord."
Well, that's what Furman's going to need to defend Terrace Reed, who out of this timeout has hit the first free throw.
As a little Coke bottle, JT. They do not sell, they don't believe in selling big Cokes in Japan. I'll tell you that right now.
Big Coke was my dancer name when I worked in Baton Rouge that one summer.
Okay.
Second free throw misses from Reed, and Furman has the rebound. And the Paladins get back to work on offense, but they don't do it well. House turns it over. Lost it out of bounds. Oh, boy. Here comes UConn into the front court to our right. As we approach the final 2 minutes, just inside the final 2 minutes of the half. Caravan, a straight on three. Hasn't found a shooting touch tonight, but there's another offensive rebound to Reed. Reed from the right of the lane. Oh, my goodness. He's just able to twist his body around Cooper Bowser and makes a beeline to the hoop, and he lays it in. Reed has 19 and 16 in this first half. Oh, and now they nearly stole it from Wilkins out of a double. Then he kicked to the left corner. House is open. Off the hesitation. Shoots the three. No. Another rebound for Reed. Outletted for Caravan. He is unstoppable. Caravan floats a cross-court pass into the right corner. Drive inside by Ross. Gave it back to Smith on the right elbow. A minute to go in the half. UConn looking to extend what is a tenuous 5-point lead against the 15th-seeded Furman Paladins. Smith carves out a lane, kicks it out up top. Mullins is free to fire. Three clatters off. Rebound smothered by Cooper Bowser, who dove on the floor to try to claim a loose ball. Now Terrace Reed fell on top of him, WWE style, and he gets the tie-up. Arrow to UConn. So UConn will keep possession. Yes.
I also, Matthew. Egyptian Cadbury.
Huh?
Egyptian what? Candy?
Where?
Is that what he said? Egyptian candy?
Where did you get that from?
No. B&M. Which you don't... Wait, no. I got it from Home Bargains, which you don't even know what Home Bargains is. 45 seconds left.
Smith off the left side of the arc. Feeds it inside. Mullins cuts to the rim and lays it in. And UConn's got a 7-point lead. Starting to stretch their legs here as the Paladins bring it into the front court. Wilkins slashes to his left. Mullins picks him up defensively. Wilkins crossover dribble, gets to the elbow, lost the ball, swatted it out, tried to get it to a teammate. Instead, it's turned over. What a play by House, who got a hand in the passing lane to deny Smith's transition feed across the lane. Out of bounds, it'll stay with UConn, and Dan Hurley's going to take his use it or lose it timeout here with 14.8 on the clock.
By the way, Matthew, I said we were on blowout watch. How bad? We are also on human skyscraper watch. Florida fans are chanting, "We want Ollie" in the. So JT does not know about this. There is a player for the University of Florida, JT, who literally is 7'9".
He's really tall.
I mean, last year when Florida won the title and he cut down the nets, he didn't need a ladder.
Olivier Rioux from France.
And "We want Ollie" is being chanted reportedly around the arena in Tampa.
He has become a folk hero. He doesn't play very often, but he has really become a folk hero down there. He gets in during blowouts. He was 7'5" at the age of 15. And now he is 7'9" at the age of 20. He's from Quebec. And, yeah.
Oh, it's Crispella candy. I see it.
When he gets in blowouts, Florida fans love it.
To be honest, I do too.
Yeah.
I just like to see a guy at 7'9".
Caravan throws the inbounds pass all the way into the backcourt. UConn with no shot clock, looking for a final shot. Mullins jacks up a right wing three. It misses. Rebound up for grabs. Claimed by Ben Vanderwall, who races up the floor, and he's got time. Leaves it on the right wing. Johnston's three at the buzzer goes down. And Furman will get to the locker room trailing second-seeded UConn by only 4. Hurley looks up into the ceiling, and he is stunned that turned sideways the way it did. Mullins with a miss. And Furman with well-ran offense in the final seconds of the half, and it's the Australian Johnston that buries the 3 at the horn, and this is a 4-point game going into the locker room. So halftime, UConn up 40-36, and let's talk a little bit about the first half. UConn shot 46% from the field, but they could not buy a 3. They were 1 of 14 from three-point range. Furman on the other end shot 48%. They were 6 of 12 from 3, but UConn had an enormous edge on the glass, out-rebounding Furman 24-15. UConn had 10 offensive rebounds, just a remarkable number. They also forced 7 Furman turnovers. UConn outscored Furman in the paint 28-12, and the Huskies led for 97% of the first half. But they never led by more than 8. Their halftime lead is 4. Terrace Reed had one of the most dominant halves of basketball we've seen in this tournament in a long time. In 18 minutes, he scored 19 points and scooped up 16 rebounds. He did not miss a shot from the field. He was 8 of 8. But while he was 8 of 8 from the field in the half, the rest of his team combined was 10 of 31. Braylon Mullins with 10 points, the only other Husky in double-figure scoring. Furman was led by their leading scorer, Alex Wilkins, who averages 18 a game. He scored 15 in that first half. He hit 3 threes. The Florida State transfer, Tom House, hit 2 threes himself and scored 10 points. The UConn bench scored 2 points as a whole. The Furman bench scored 2 points as a whole. UConn leads at halftime 40-36. And we will go to Seth for more halftime information and figures, as we've got one more half of basketball to go on this marathon day in Philadelphia.
All right, so the 2 of the last 3 champions, the team that's won 2 of the last 3 championships, the University of Connecticut, in a struggle with the Furman Paladins out of the Southern Conference. A league that usually produces good teams, but has produced trendy picks in the past to win games, but doesn't always do it. Now, wouldn't it be something in a year where nobody thinks they could do it if they could? 20 minutes to go. Dan Hurley, I'm sure, will have something lined up, but right now, it is there. All right, Matthew. Hope you're seated, or hope you're in a position, because I'm going to run through scores, and I'm just going to get your quick thoughts on them. But start with the games in progress. I'm just going to run through all 3 of them. If you have anything to say about them, please do. If not, it's not the end of the world. The Florida lead is now 94-40 over Prairie View. Kansas 44-20 over Cal Baptist. And they've just started the second half in St. Louis, 29-26 Miami. Anything you want to add from those 3 games?
I will say Darren Peterson has 20 points. He just about has the same amount of points that the Cal Baptist team does. I think this was a lot of people's worst fear about Kansas, was that this would be a team where they would get to March and all of a sudden Peterson would remember that. Wow. Okay, there went the buzzer in my ear. That was...
Why the hell did you... So what the hell is that for?
We have had premature buzzer pressing. Anyway, I think there's a pill for that.
Okay.
Peterson.
Analyze the gameplay.
Peterson obviously could very well be a number 1 pick in the draft. That's how good he is. And we know how inconsistent he and they have been this year, but now we're in March where it is every game, it's 1-and-out territory, and here he is playing lights out. I think that's what everyone was fearing with Kansas. I know that's what St. John's and Duke and Michigan State and UConn were fearing.
So real quick, we're on blowout watch. We're on Olivier Rioux watch. We're also on this watch. The largest margin of victory for a 1 over a 16 was 58. That was how bad Kansas beat Prairie View in 1998. Prairie View might be getting ready to be on the wrong end of that again. They're down by 51 with 5:54 to go now. So a lot to keep up with. Even in a blowout, there's lots to keep up with. Don't let anybody fool you. Now to the games earlier today. What a finish, Matthew, in St. Louis between Santa Clara and Kentucky. The Broncos looked like they had it won. Q Otega Oway with Kentucky's own version of a bluegrass miracle. The Wildcats win in overtime, 89-84. It's been an up and down year for the BBN, but man, sometimes all it takes is a moment like that to spark a run.
Well, that's exactly right, and I know there was some controversy at the end. Santa Clara's coach trying to get a timeout in. That's a tough situation to be in when you're trying to take a timeout, but Kentucky's inbounded as quickly as they have, and officials are looking at the court of play because there's only, 2 seconds and change left. I'm sure if he would have gotten the timeout in, he would have said, you got a foul on the catch, but they didn't foul in the live action, and Oway got away a 35-footer that he banked in at the buzzer, Jalen Suggs style, and then they were just a smidge better in the overtime, and that's a tough loss for Santa Clara. What a great season for them, and now only one team remains out of the West Coast Conference.
Kentucky wins. Next up for the Wildcats, they'll play Iowa State. The Cyclones ran away and hid from Tennessee State, 108-74. But it's a win that came at a cost, Matthew. Joshua Jefferson suffered a lower body injury relatively early in the game. The early reports are that he's going to be doubtful for Sunday's game against the Cats.
It looked very bad. He was seen walking on crutches coming out of the locker room. It did not look good, and that would be a massive loss.
Cyclones by 34 over Tennessee State. A lot of people thought maybe the most popular 12-5 upset pick would be Akron over Texas Tech. Zips have won the MAC each of the last 3 years. Some actually thought that Akron was the best team in the MAC, even with Miami of Ohio. But Texas Tech said, enough of that nonsense. Jalen Petty, 24. Grant McCaslin. Folks, I'm telling you, he is pushing most underrated coach in the country territory for me. Red Raiders on to the second round with a 91-71 win over the Zips.
Yeah, Akron, like you said, a lot of people did think that they were the best team in the MAC overall, and it was close for a while, but Texas Tech pulled away late, motored their way to a 20-point victory. You're right, it's an underrated head coach. It's an underrated program right now in Lubbock. There's a lot of money in the program. They've shown that off in football. They're showing it off in basketball as well.
Next up, the Red Raiders. Holy chess match, Batman. Nate Oates in Alabama. Tide struggled for a bit with 13th seed Hofstra, but then pulled away in the second half. Bama by 20, and again, it didn't feel that bad. Alabama 90, Hofstra 70.
Yeah, the Pride played well. Pride played with pride for about 30 or 35 minutes, but Alabama just a bit too much at the end.
Red Raiders and Tide on Sunday in Tampa. In San Diego, you think Tommy Lloyd had an extra eye on Duke and Michigan? Because Arizona did not start slow today. They rolled past LIU 92-58. You, and you're not alone in this, think this is the best team in the country and this is the team that's going to win it all. They certainly didn't do anything to dispel those claims on day one.
Best team all year. They win the Iced Tea Derby.
That's right. That's right. So Arizona wins 92-58 over Long Island. How about Utah State Villanova 86-76? Aggies ran away and hid late. Go figure, Matthew. The year the Mountain West only gets one bid, they get a victory over a power conference team. They beat Villanova 86-76. MJ Collins scored 20. The Battle Cattle, as they're sometimes referred to by people in that land, off to the second round for the second time in 3 years.
I am not the person to give analysis on that. JT did play-by-play on that game at the end.
Touche.
A woman carrying a baby.
Arizona, Utah State on Sunday in San Diego. Well, one of the more crazy yet true statistics in college basketball is no more, Matthew. For the first time since their 2019 national championship win, Virginia has won in the NCAA Tournament. They ended that 7-year dry spell with an 82-73 win over Wright State. Don't let that score fool you, though. Raiders were in that game all the way, but Jakari White was the big story. He hit 6 threes, ended with 26.
That was a season-high 26 for Jakari White, who was stuck on automatic for most of that game. I was so impressed from Wright State and their mentality coming into the game, but Michael Amaribe, most people probably never heard that name before. Across the whole regular season and the conference tournament, Seth, he was 1 of 6 from 3 for the whole season. Today from 3, he was 5 of 9. Ridiculous. Great effort from Wright State. They played extremely well.
My theory is still, every year, there is an event once on February the 28th, 27th, or 29th in a leap year. There is a Magic basketball theory that goes that all the arenas across the country, including the ones that host the NCAA tournament, and they just sprinkle random pixie dust. Nobody knows what the pixie dust is, but when the ball hits that pixie dust, it makes it go in the basket. I will stand by that theory until the end of time, and it sounds like something like that happened today. Virginia, with the victory, sets up a tasty border battle. Shades of 2007 in Columbus with Tim Brando on the call. It'll be Andrew Catalon in Philadelphia. I'm talking, of course, about Virginia and Tennessee. Matthew, Miami of Ohio, a great season. No one should take anything away from them. But it became evident pretty early that Tennessee's defense and size was going to be a mismatch. And if the Miami shots didn't fall, they were in trouble. The Miami shots, they did not fall. Big Orange wins 78-56.
Couldn't rebound with them, and they needed shots to go down, and they weren't going down. And it's a shame that the season had to end that way and so early, and it's a shame that the last 5 minutes basically became a eulogy rather than at least being able to them trying to fight to win a competitive game. But they just did not have it today. I said earlier, and I've said a lot this year, Tennessee, if they could ever play up to their potential, they could make a real run in this tournament, but they've had such an issue closing out close games. Maybe the way they don't have to worry about that is just don't keep the games close.
Vols and Wahoos in Philadelphia on Sunday. I'm getting my days mixed up. We talked about Virginia's NCAA tournament drought. Not quite as long, but the Iowa Hawkeyes have that winning feeling in the big dance for the first time since 2021. The number 9 seed in the South beat Clemson 67-61. Tigers, 2 years removed from an Elite Eight appearance, have now lost the first round back-to-back years. But a good win for Iowa and a good win for the Big Ten, 16 for Bennett Sturts.
Yeah, Clemson, another team that has really been affected by injury down the stretch of the season. But it's a really good win for Iowa. And, we'll see what they have in their next game.
I think they're going to play Florida.
Yeah.
They're going to play the winner of Florida and Prairie View. I think it's going to be Florida. Just,
Yeah.
Going out on a limb, I know, but it's going to be the Hawkeyes and the Gators on Sunday in Tampa. My God, it's now 104-47. I mean, can we do the running clock seriously? I mean, I know that sounds childish, but I mean, come on. Some thought Northern Iowa would be up to their old chaotic ways. They won 4-4 to get the Missouri Valley Tournament title. That took them to a number 12 seed. But they ran in to the Godfather. Mr. Patino does it again. St. John's, a double-double from Zuby Ejiofor. You add in 13 for Bryce Hopkins. 79-53, Johnnies over UNI.
Two really good defenses, and it was all about which offense was going to show up and crack the code of the opposing defense. And Northern Iowa just couldn't get anything to go off the top. What was it, 20-4? Right out of the gates. So, I mean...
Oh, my God. Florida just banked in a 3. I'm sorry. I mean, this is...
So, I mean,
It's still a 62-point game. Here he comes.
Ryu is in. So, yeah, I mean, St. John's jumped out 20-4. So, basically, after that, it was fairly close to a stalemate. But I mean, just the start that they got off to was, too much for you and I to overcome.
JT might need to get that stream up on the Florida game just so we can see the 7-9 guy. By the way, Rick Pitino continuing to make history, the 25th 20-plus point win in his NCAA tournament career. The only guy that has more, some cat named Cruiser Ruski, who coached at Duke once upon a time. He had 28 of them. Pretty darn good last time I checked. Mike Krzyzewski, of course, 28 points. By the way, a couple of quick notes I want to add before I'll get to those quick notes after these games. How about the game we had in the early night session, Matthew? A game that we never thought would end. UCLA held off UCF 75-71. UCLA won the game, but it wasn't for a lack of trying in the give it away department.
Yeah, they tried their best, but also UCF couldn't make a shot from in close to save their lives, and then they couldn't make free throws in the second half. So
just 3 of those bunnies go, and they win the game.
Yeah. So no one to blame but themselves because they couldn't hit free throws and couldn't hit layups. They were hitting everything else.
Bruins get the winner of this game on Sunday. By the way, it will be St. John's against Kansas. I feel confident in saying Kansas will be there. Miami, Missouri in an absolute dogfight. Winner of that game gets Purdue. They hit the century mark, beating tournament first-timers Queens 104-71. History for Braden Smith. Became the Division I career assist leader. He also chipped in with 26 points. He had 8 for the game. You talked about this with 10. It's mind-blowing to me in so many ways that Tennessee and Purdue find ways to get intertwined. Because you said this about Tennessee. And I think you could say this about Purdue. A team that might be starting to live up to some of that potential that they had at the start of the year. This was the preseason #1 team. There's the big man, 7'9" with a dunk.
He doesn't have to try very hard to do that.
The bench is going ballistic. But anyway, Purdue, preseason #1, are they, just like you said with Tennessee, are they maybe starting to play that potential?
Well, they very well could, and it was a heck of a run in Chicago last week to maybe spark something inside that team. We know the talent is there. They've looked disconnected and disjointed at times this season, but this is a new season, as we know. It's a 6-game season, if you can take it the whole way.
Indeed, it is. Again, Miami or Missouri. Some quick notes, other notes about tournament action today. Purdue's Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Wren, the first pair of teammates to each score 25 or more points on at least 65% shooting in a tournament game since 1999. They also scored 1.54 points per possession, the 5th highest in a tournament game in the last 18 years. A not-so-good statistic if you're a Villanova fan, Matthew. They became just the second team in tournament history to lose a game where they made 14 or more threes and the opponent made 2 or fewer.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how in the world there was such that discrepancy and Villanova was losing.
The other game, in case you were wondering, was 2006. Indiana did it in their 90-80 loss to Gonzaga.
Wow.
So that's what is. So that's just a lot of faces. Other notes. Real quick, I'm gonna check here. Let me check it here. Texas Tech did win. So looks like, Matthew, we're going to literally have chalk. Every higher seeded team wins on the first day of the NCAA women's basketball tournament, including North Carolina State, who beats Tennessee 76-61. The Big Orange bookend their year with losses to the Wolfpack. They also end the year on an 8-game losing streak.
Oh, my God.
And finish the year 2 games above 500. I think it's safe to say it's the most interesting offseason in the history of the program coming up. There's a lot of questions that are going to have to be attended to and asked and answered before they hit the court again in November.
Florida more than double their opponent's score in the end.
Did you see the 7-9 guy, JT?
Yes, I did.
Cool. All right. The last women's game of the night, Oklahoma leading Idaho 69-38. Duke won They beat Charleston 81-64. Other high seeds of note, ECU, a 3 seed, won big. Only one seed of the women's side played today. That was Texas. Shocker, they won 87-45 over Missouri State. And you said it earlier, Matthew. None of these games were really close. I think only 3 of the games today were decided by single digits. Baylor, 5-point winner over Nebraska. Michigan State, a 3-point winner over Colorado State. Texas Tech, a 5-point winner over Villanova. For all the leaps and bounds they've made in this tournament, I don't know how you fix it, but they still have a lot to do with the discrepancy. And it's one of the more stunning. And you want to know something, Matthew? The more I watch these blowouts in the women's first round, especially now, it just makes me all the more befuddled that it was 20 years a women's 16 beat a 1 before a men did, and it took 20 years for it to happen.
Yeah. That's
crazy. That is crazy. Second half thoughts on the Paladins and the Huskies, the game that you're doing and you're about to go back to doing.
Well, they're talking about that women's tournament. If the men's tournament expands, the women's tournament is going to do it too. Listen, that women's tournament don't need to be any more than 48 teams. I said what I said. Yeah, we'll see if UConn can find a shooter's touch. I mean, they couldn't hit a 3 to save their lives. Missed 13 of 14 from 3, and Terrace Reed is not going to be stopped. So honestly, I don't know why they would shoot any more 3s. Just give the ball to him in the post, let him go to work. Eventually, if you just let Reed score on every possession, Furman's not going to outscore you. So, I mean, that would be my advice.
Well, can the Huskies turn it into overdrive, or will the Paladins make some late-night magic in the city of brotherly love? Back we go to Xfinity Mobile Arena, and the man who's as efficient as Xfinity Mobile, Matthew Owens. Second half, Big Mo. Take us home, literally.
Oh, boy. 8th game of 8 in this 2-day spell. My goodness. Are we, like, just... Anyway, here we go. Second half, we'll start with Furman inbounding. Ben Vanderwall, I mentioned earlier, a Furman veteran in his 134th game in a Furman uniform, inbounds it and turns it over. UConn gets a steal. Caravan stole it, and UConn's got the ball into the front court to our left, and they get Mullins open off the left wing, won't shoot the 3. Swings it up top to be taken by Ball. Drifts left, feeds it right. Reed on the perimeter, shovels it back. Caravan turns the corner, drives up the middle, and hits the layup. So UConn gets a turnover, or gets a takeaway off the inbounds pass to start the half, and they get points out of it. And here come the Paladins with Wilkins. Their high scorer for the season and high scorer for the first half gives for Bowser. Bowser dribbles along the arc to his right before he reversed it for Bronson. Bronson gave it up outside for Wilkins. Beyond the hash mark with Malachi Smith defending. Screen comes. Wilkins fumbled it. Late clock. Head of the key. Up for 3. Desperation shot is what that turned into. And it slides off the rim into the arms of Ball. Can UConn start the second half on a run here to create separation? Their largest lead in that first half was 8. Caravan puts his head down, drives downhill, and lifted that pivot foot. Good defending by Vanderwall, and UConn with a turnover. We're mentioning Vanderwall, by the way. This is his 134th game, as I said, in a Furman uniform. He also made his 79th start for Furman. In this era where no one ever stays 4 years anywhere, Ben Vanderwall from Elmhurst, Illinois, has stayed put at Furman for 4 seasons. Good for him. Back up the floor comes Alex Wilkins. Freshman that has had just a spectacular season. Initiates the offense. Puts it into Vanderwall's hands at the top of the arc before he drifts left and hands off for House. He got lit up late in the first half and started lighting it up, and he goes to the rim here and draws a foul against the freshman Mullins, and House will go to the free throw line. He came off the bench and gave him some microwave scoring in that SoCon final. He had 13 off the bench in that one. And he was the only other Paladin in double figures in that first half other than Wilkins. Goes to the line here and makes the first. Bob Ritchie, Seth mentioned earlier, such a good young head coach. Hard to believe he's in his 10th year at Furman, but he is. He'll celebrate his 43rd birthday on Sunday. Will it be playing in a second-round game against UCLA? House was able to make both free throws. This is a 4-point difference. Mullins feeds Reed up top. Did not miss a shot from the field, Reed, in that first half. He was 8 of 8. Rest of his team was a combined 10 of 31. Here's the entry feed to Reed. And Cooper Bowser from behind was trying to knife the ball away, and he got called for a reach-in. Well, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but that's just what they're going to deal with, just like they did in the first. Furman, I just don't know how you're going to stop him. As they inbound it to Mullins, he gets it off the right arc, and an off-balance three is stroked in by Solo Ball. And Furman, nearly a turnover on the inbounds pass as it nearly got picked. Just
Real quick, Matthew.
Yep, go ahead.
The Florida win over Prairie View, 59 points, second most in NCAA history and the most in the 64/68 team era, regardless of seed. The record, Loyola Chicago, who beat Tennessee Tech by 69 points in 1963.
Wow. Whoa, here's a lob out of the out-of-bounds play. Wilkins throwing it up for Bowser, who harpoons it down. Cooper Bowser with a basket over the top of the UConn defense. We've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball here to stop the clock. That made 3 by Ball a moment ago, just the second of the game for UConn after they hit only 1 in the first half, as we talked about. I was trying to figure out who that foul was on in the previous possession, but that was a replay on our monitors of the ball 3. UConn will inbound far side front court. Mullins, the freshman, gets it in out of the right corner. Entry feed for Reed. Spinning through a double. Flips it out. Straightaway 3. Caravan knocks it down. They've hit 2 threes here right out of the gates in the second half after struggling to find one in the first. Caravan
Matthew, it was
shots
Alex
that one
Wilkins.
down. Wilkins the foul. Thank you very much. And now Wilkins a turnover at the other end. He tried to thread a pass inside. Smith stole it. And in transition, he led it well for Caravan, cutting to the rim. Caravan lays it in, and UConn's got their separation. 10-point lead and a timeout, Furman. 50-40 as UConn stretches their legs really for the first time all night long. Caravan with a 3 and then a transition basket, and Furman starting to make some turnovers that would really kill this upset bid that they weren't making very much in the first half. They're making them a lot here to start the second. Seth, what do we have with Miami and Missouri playing in St. Louis?
Well, we have a break right now, and the score is 49-43 Miami. They're near the halfway point of the second half in that contest. Cal Baptist has got it to less than 20 with 7:07 to go. I'll see if that jumper goes. It does, and 1. So they got a chance to cut it to 15 at the line. 64-48 to score. Daniels making sure they don't go out without a fight.
Well, we'll see if Cal Baptist can claw their way back into it. Keep going, Seth.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I've got, that's pretty much all I've got, is that Kansas update and that Miami update. As again, the Florida game final and historic victory for the Gators. So they'll play Iowa on Sunday in Tampa. And to the shock of no one, Matthew, we did not get Sunday tip times at halftime of the late CBS game. There's a little bit of work to be sorted out here before we get those. We might be off air before we get those, to be quite honest with you.
I don't doubt that.
St. Louis, I think, was up just so big on Georgia. They decided, to heck with it. Let's go ahead and schedule it out there. And again, it will be the Billikens and the Wolverines that get the day started tomorrow. 8 more games tomorrow and 8 more games Sunday. And then we rest and recharge for a few days, and then we do it all again. Albeit not as much, but still as mad and hectic, perhaps.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, we'll see if this run by UConn starts to free this game up and gets them in a position where they can be more comfortable and play freely and start to pull away. Again, they did not lead by more than 8 in the first half, but they lead now by 10. And this feels like the danger zone for Furman. Again, UConn just 1 of 14 from three-point range in the first half, but they've already hit 2 quickly to start the second half of play. Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia started our day here with Wright State and Virginia playing a very competitive 3-14 game. Followed that up with Tennessee running away from Miami, and then UCF and UCLA in a fever dream kind of a game as Bronson feeds it up top. House needs that 3 to fall, comes up short. Offensive rebound right to Vanderwall, and a fresh 20 on the clock for Furman. From the left of the March Madness logo, Wilkins steps towards the arc. Caravan defends. Screen comes from Vanderwall. He slips it into him, and then Vanderwall with a nice extra pass on the inside for Johnston, who goes up and gets fouled. Really good passing there. And Bob Ritchie seems to be upset. Oh, I think he thinks it was a goaltend. Ooh, and it was.
Oh, yeah.
That should be count the basket and send him to the line. And, yeah, the Furman backbench wants a challenge or an appeal.
Oh, God, I'm going to do that again. I know one thing, as I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna listen back to the end of that UCF UCLA game. That was rather hilarious.
that coach on the back bench with the tablet, I mean, he's like loading up a lasso with his right hand with that index finger in the air. Now they're gonna review it.
It took him long enough.
Yeah, it did. Oh no, actually they're not gonna review it. They've already given it, and now Dan Hurley's lost his mind. Hurley's taking his glasses off because they didn't review it, but they put the points on the board, and you could read Hurley's lips. How can you do that without even reviewing it? So now he is, his blood pressure is up. Doesn't take much, but they've given Johnston the 2 points for the basket on a goaltend, plus the foul, and he's hit the free throw. So a 3-point play from Charles Johnston. And that's a huge 3 points there for Furman to stop that UConn run and keep it in striking distance. It's 50-43. What can UConn do to respond off of that? Malachi Smith, high dribble, right baseline drive, high off the glass. He gets it to go. Smith filling in for Demery tonight, who is out for UConn, who runs so much of this offense. And Smith with a big basket there at the other end. Wilkins lets a 3 fly. Off the cup, no good. Rebound tapped. And boy, a lot of hand fighting going on over there between Bronson and Smith. And Smith was holding Bronson back so he couldn't run the rebound down. It's out of bounds to UConn. And UConn inbounds it. Leading by 9. Dan Hurley, I think, still wants an explanation from how the points were put on the board without even a review of the goaltend. Still has not put the glasses back on. And here comes Smith. Transfer from Dayton. Spent the last 4 seasons as a Flyer. Into the front court, handoff for Solo Ball, national champion from 2 seasons ago. Right back for Smith, directs a bounce pass Caravan, threaded into the left corner Mullins, dumps it in for Reed. They blitz him with a double. Reed's hook shot is good. He has still not missed a shot from the field. UConn by 11. 9 of 9 from the field is Reed with 21 points and 16 rebounds. Wilkins dribbles and then feeds it off to his right. Thomas, the Clemson transfer, looks to his left, quarterbacks it that way. What a great pass inside by Wilkins as he locates a cutter underneath the rim. Bowser lays it in off glass. UConn is plus 20 in the paint. Rare paint points that from Furman. They've got 16 for the game. Ball out of the left corner. Entry feed. Reed. They didn't get there in time with a double, but he misses the hook shot. Oh my goodness, he's missed a shot. Can you possibly believe it? At the other end, Wilkins grinds inside, corkscrews, hooks it up from in tight, misses. Rebound UConn. The other way ball, up for three, swirling miss, back tap on the rebound. Wilkins has it, outletted up the left side of the floor. Here's Furman. Oh, wow, what a great dive down the lane by Johnston. And the pass met him on the cut, and Johnston dunks it down. Johnston into double figures for the 18th time this season. UConn's lead is 7. Smith feeds it right. Caravan whips it in. Reed is by himself, and he lays it in underneath the cylinder. 56-47. Reed off his first miss. Didn't miss that one. How could he? He was so wide open. And we have a timeout on the floor here. Terrace Reed dominating this night in Philly, but Furman refusing to go away. It's 56-47. 5.5 minutes gone in the second half as we strike midnight on the East Coast.
Well, I will say this. Still highly likely they're going to go down, but Dominic Daniels and Cal Baptist are going to go down fighting. They have cut this to 13 at the under 4 timeout. 66-53. Daniels has 20, and I think 16 of them have come in the second half. So they've given it a good go here, Cal Baptist. And the other game, Missouri-Miami, you might have to cut back to me for that because that one is going back and forth. They're at the under 8 timeout, 7:39 to go. The lower-seeded home team, the Tigers, lead it 54-52 for the right to play Purdue on Sunday.
We'll see how that Missouri and Miami game finishes out. Hurricanes fighting to keep Miami from going 0-2 today in tournament play. That would be a real hit to the
by the
pride
way,
of Miami.
Quick women's statistic here. One of the scores I didn't mention was LSU scoring 115 in their win against Jacksonville. That is their 15th 100-point game of the season. That ties them with the 86-87 Long Beach State team. LSU's offense is an absolute wagon unless they're playing South Carolina.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently there was a big roar let out from that last Cal Baptist bucket to cut the margin to 13. There's some people that are there that believe a lot of people in the crowd may have had Cal Baptist plus 14.5.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Daniels missed the free throw, and it's gonna be an over the back. Ugh, it's a heck of a fight. Good effort by the WAC champs, but gonna fall just short. Meanwhile, Miami just got fouled, and they're gonna go to the line here with 7:23 to go. I have Quad Box still up, even though one of them is now a Guy Fieri program. When the Kansas game's over, we are, and I say we as if Studio G are going to go full to Missouri-Miami, because could be some chaos. Dan Hurley, it took a while, but he got off his rocker.
I think he was upset because he didn't believe, and I don't believe it either, that shot was going to go in, but it did hit glass, and then a defender's hand hit the ball. So by rule, it was a goaltend, but he did have a case. It's not going to go in, but they inbound the ball to Bronson, and he loses his shoe as he went to go receive the inbounds pass. So official blows the whistle, and they're going to allow Bronson to get the Adidas sneaker back on. He didn't untie it and retie it. JT, over there in your part of the world, is it Adidas or Adidas?
Adidas.
See, I look out for our European brethren. Play restarts. Bronson puts it into the front court for Asa Thomas, who throws up a lob from way out. It was caught underneath by Bowser, who then got it back outside, and a three is swished down. That was an interesting sequence of events, but it's House who brings the house down with that three, the 7th of the night for Furman. Karaman at the other end threads it in for Reed. Oh, Reed misses the layup, but he drew a foul.
And yes, I did honestly have to think about that because it is 4:04 in the morning.
Well, it is 4:04 in the morning. We've been on for a long time, haven't we, JT?
Yes.
And I would
see.
ask,
Here's the. I feel like I'm almost out of gas, and I've only been on for 2 games. I can't imagine how you two feel.
And JT, we've
Of course,
been
to
on,
be fair, I've done some actual work today, so you know.
And JT, we've been on for what, 11, close to 11 hours, and we were on for 12 hours yesterday. I don't know about you, JT. I feel like I've aged by a year today.
But we both get to hang out together, so it's all okay.
Reed hits the first free throw, and he hits the second. I chuckle because that's an inside joke. Reed goes to the bench to get a breather.
Cal Baptist within 8.
25 points now for Reed, which is a new career high, to go along with 17 rebounds. He's had a mammoth of a game. And now Furman gets to enjoy some time with him not on the floor. Here's Bowser. We'll see if they can take advantage, and they do go inside straight away to try to take advantage of Reed not being out there, and they went in for Cole Bowser, and he got grabbed and fouled underneath.
Oh, boy. Don't force one, but any basket here, we could have something.
Cole Bowser at
Talking
the
about
free
another
throw
game.
line. Yeah.
Got it!
Oh!
They're within 6, Cal Baptist!
Oh! Bowser hits the first free throw. That last foul was on Malachi Smith, his third.
Miami is on a 7-0 run to go up by 5. Kansas has gone over 4.5 minutes without a point. Timeout Bill Self, 66 seconds left, 66-60, and the Cal Baptist student section is starting to believe.
Bowser hits his second free throw. If anyone gets that last inside joke, thank you.
Honestly, I was
58-52.
paying attention to Cal Baptist. I'd missed it, so...
I completely missed it, and I was talking.
UConn ball.
I mean, I didn't know what he said. Literally, I don't know what I don't know what the words were that he said. I was in my own zone.
Caravan with a jumper, feet on the arc, missed it too strong. Rebound down to Furman. Bronson brings the ball up, left-handed dribble on the March Madness logo. Furman with a chance to get it in closer here. Swings it up the middle. House tees up another three. It's wide left. Tap back wouldn't go for Bronson. They're trying to take advantage on the inside now that Reed's not on the floor. He's probably not going to be on the bench for long, so they do need to take advantage of it. Mullins kicks it out. Caravan head fake, straight up three. Got it! Caravan with a big hit. UConn builds that lead back up to 9. 17 for Caravan. He's got 3 threes. 2 of them have come in the second half. House is in the front court. Down by 9. They need to work this inside. Eric Ryba is on the floor, a 7-footer defensively, but it's not Reed. But Furman's just committed a terrible turnover. Not even close on the same page was Wilkins and Bowser. Beg
That
your
was
pardon.
embarrassing.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. Bronson and Bowser. I don't know where Bronson was throwing that ball to.
Need to rush.
It's a turnover that they did not need at this time of the game. And here comes UConn up the floor with Caravan. Handoff off left wing. Millender back on the floor. Now Ryba up top. Handoff Caravan. Sneaks his way to the foul line. And now he throws it away.
It's a good timeout by Cal Baptist. They were all kinds of confused. 30.9 seconds left. They have the ball still down by a 6 spot here. This is a heck of a fight back here by them.
Furman inbounds in front of the UConn bench. So they turned it over. Then UConn gave it right back to him. And now Wilkins creeps up to the left dart. They blitz him with a double. Wilkins dribbles out of it. Directs traffic, head of the arc. Millender defends, skips a bounce pass inside. This is Cooper Bowser, turns and faces Ryba. Now gives him a shoulder. Bowser underneath, goes up. Ryba got a piece of it, but they call him for a foul. And that's going to lead to a timeout on the floor.
26 in this game.
Timeout with under 12 to go. It's a 9-point lead for UConn on Furman, and let's go to Seth as we'll keep you updated with the happenings in San Diego with KU and CBU.
I'll tell you what, Dominic Daniels, he was a no-show in the first half. Cal Baptist was down by as much as 26, and if anything else, points for a fight back. I know that's not going to get you advancement in the NCAA Tournament. I know no moral victories in March, but, I mean, they've got everybody interested again when it looked like they were going to be down in the down and out. They have fought back, and apparently Darren Peterson is nowhere near the ball in crunch time. This is March, son. You got to grow up, man. You got to get out of that. I mean, I don't know what's wrong. That's a whole other conversation. Anyway, 30.9 seconds left, and they're still not out of this timeout yet. Cal Baptist finally getting set to inbound. Miami, by the way, is now up by 7. A 3 to go, up 10. Bullseye. So the Canes now starting to turn it up. I think that was a 2, actually. All right, here's Cal Baptist. All right, 7 on the shot clock. Daniels, you got to go, man. You got to go. Jumper at the free throw line is off the mark, and rebound Kansas. 19.7. The Jayhawks look like they're going to get out of Dodge. But boy, did Cal Baptist make them sweat down the stretch.
Well, a lot of people thought that Cal Baptist could contend. It took them a long time to make it competitive, and it looks like it just took them a little bit too late to get into a groove. Miami and Missouri going to be a fist fight at the end, and a reminder that this is basically a road game that Miami is playing tonight against Missouri. We will return to action in Philadelphia with 11:40 left in regulation time, and UConn leading by 9. Looks like Kansas is going to get to the finish line, as Seth just told us. And he will keep us updated with the finish of that Missouri-Miami game. And we will wind down the marathon first 2 days of this tournament, as we are just about to the finish of a 32-game gauntlet over the last 36 hours. It is a good fight back, as you mentioned, though, Seth, from the Lancers. It will be Kansas and St. John's on Sunday. Well, we're behind the scenes. Messages are being sent back and forth. Bowser, out of this timeout, has hit the first free throw. Okay, JT, do you want me to JT, do you want me to basically give the ending of this for you as Cooper Bowser hits the second free throw? There it is, JT. I think you can start piecing it together after that. 7-point game as UConn brings the ball into the front court.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think you got it now. Here's Millender slashing in, and we got a foul on Furman.
I was waiting until the time zone changed over in your country.
Well, it has now.
I did notice. Happy Borth.
Inbound from underneath. And UConn gets it into the hands of Ball. Lines up a left wing three. Misses off the heel. Long rebound. And a reset from Jaden Ross. Second opportunity on this trip from the Con. Off their 12th offensive rebound of the night. Ross moving from right to left. He'll drive down the middle. Pulls up inside the left elbow. Mid-range jumper rattles in. It's 63-54. No singing, JT. As here comes Furman back the other direction. Wilkins from our left to our right. Crosses midcourt. Right-handed hip-high dribble. How much longer can Furman stay in this game? Absorbing a lot of punches and landing some of their own. But they keep getting within 5 or 6, and then UConn gets a couple of big baskets as moving to the rim. Bowser slides in against Ryba, and Ryba got him on the arm. It's a foul. JT was waiting on the time zones. He wanted to slow down, waiting on the time zones to catch up. Like Matt Kenseth at Pocono.
I still don't know what like I said, and when I say I don't know, I mean that I was zoned out. He could have said peanut butter, and I wouldn't have known what he said.
It's okay.
It's not a I don't understand the joke thing. It is a literally I don't know what he said.
It's okay. It created a laugh earlier. Bowser hits the first free throw. We're Bowser one more at the line. We got a long way to go here. What we got? 10:40. We got a 10:40. 10:40 minor. 10:40.
I got a 10:40 wake up call.
Second free throw is off. And UConn brings the ball up the floor with Ross. Hands it off to Ball. That last foul on Ryba, his fourth. And that has brought Reed back into the game. And a steal by Franklin, who misses the layup in transition. And now UConn's got numbers the other way. Ball slithers to the rim, lays it in. That is a 4-point swing that could kill Furman. Oh, my goodness. Franklin got a steal. It's the first time Franklin's been on the floor all night. Got a steal and missed the transition layup. And then UConn had numbers the other way and scores. UConn by 10. Oh, fastball pass into the right corner by Wilkins. Collected there by Bowser. Bowser drifts right, hands off. House trying to shake himself free from Mullins. He's only got 4 to shoot. House steps in, right baseline, fadeaway jumper. Missed it short. Rebound snatched by Ball. Ball in transition. It's 3-on-2. Ball with the lob, and it's way too tall for his target, Jaden Ross. Out of bounds, and back to Furman it will go. Yeah, that's a 4-point swing that could kill Furman. Got a steal and a layup to make it a 6-point game that they missed. And then UConn had numbers the other way, and they hit their layup to push the lead to 10. Furman hasn't hit a shot from the field in nearly 5 minutes. Wilkins swings the ball cross court. Vanderwall hands off right wing. House hits it again, making this house his home. 65-58. 4th 3 of the night for Tom House. UConn at the other end. Reed dribble handoff. Ball drifts left. Feeds it that way. Smith entry feed. Reed, they blitz him with a double. He kicks up top. Ball fakes a 3. Wants to drive instead. Feeds Smith. Now it's right back in. Reed turns left underneath. Reverse layup is good. Terrace Reed having an all-time performance tonight. Looking like Willis Reed out here. Meanwhile, Furman has to find a way to respond again. House tries, misses a three. He thought he got fouled. There was no whistle. He missed it short. UConn brings it back up. Mullins left corner three. Rattles off. Tap follow no. And Bowser bear hugs the rebound. Owen struggling to get it up. Finally, he was able to sprint it forward, and Wilkins will go right to the rim before he kicks out to the right corner. It's back to House. He's got the hot hand. Let's see how long they ride it. House bounces it to Bowser. Left elbow. Reed defends. Bowser tries to go around him to his left. Whips it inside. Cutting to the rim. Vanderwall lays it in, and a foul on Mullins. Chance at a three-point play for Ben Vanderwall. First points of the night for Vanderwall. And a chance to tack on a third point at the free throw line. Furman being as annoying as they can possibly be here to Danny Hurley and UConn. And one free throw good. 8 minutes left. 6-point margin. UConn possession with Smith up the floor. Lofts it right for Mullins, who just hasn't had it shooting tonight. Centered for Caravan, angled for Smith. Dribbles back to his right, middle of the floor. Vanderwall defending. There's the entry feed to Reed. They blitz him with a double. He passes into the lane. Mullins sneaks it out, right corner open is Caravan. 3 rims off, and Reed mistimed his jump for the rebound, and that allowed Bowser to get it a chance for Furman to get even closer. They have done a remarkable job staying as close as they have all night long. Franklin with the ball off left wing, centered for Wilkins, holds by his right hip. Feeds Bowser, who takes it on the perimeter. Up top for House. Leading scorer for Furman tonight. Long three! Missed it short. Rebound tapped by Reed. Taken by Mullins. Ahead for Smith. Smith turns on the afterburners. Now he slams on the brakes just as quickly. Trickles it into the right corner. Feed in towards Reed. Deflected out of bounds by Bowser. Possession will stay with UConn, and with 7 minutes left, we're going to get a timeout on the floor. I think Bob Ritchie wants to challenge that last play. He thinks it went off Reed last. Oh, and he might have a case. Reed and Bowser both going for it. We'll see if they initiate a challenge or not. Nonetheless, this is the under 8 media timeout. One purple mid-major team shocked the world yesterday in High Point.
Carolinas.
Could Furman do it again? 6-point game.
Looks like it's going to be the Canes and the Boilers on Sunday. Miami has built the lead to 12 with 8 left. 74-62. Jai Lucas, man. Purdue better watch out, man. This Miami team is hella underrated.
Malik Renew, Shelton Henderson. Yeah.
Trey Donaldson. They've got guys with experience, man. I mean, I know Purdue's got the experience, and it's what some would call the organic variety because of, a lot of players, not a lot of transfers, but Miami's got some dudes too, man. They've got some dudes that can really cause trouble. This is not me saying Miami's going to win, so I don't want any mouth-breathing Purdue fan to clip this, but I'm just saying this could be a struggle. Could be an interesting game here. 3 off curl, no. Rebound Miami. Minute 20 left. The U. And it's going to be just, if my math is correct, this will be just the second loss for the Southeastern Conference in this tournament so far.
Just spilled water
Georgia,
all over myself.
What now?
I've just spilled water all over myself.
Oh, God almighty. Of course you did. Georgia,
well, that was clever.
Georgia, the only loser last night, and it looks like Miami is going to be the only loser now. I'm trying to think. Is Alabama won? Arkansas won? Florida murdered. They didn't just win. They murdered. Kentucky won. Tennessee won. Texas won. Texas A&M won. Vandy won. So, yeah.
That'll look good.
Good start.
That'll look good on camera, all this water on me.
Are we going to return to the talking empty chair again?
Oh.
$65 people just watched you spill water.
well, they did. They didn't watch me. We're in break, so I did. But they'll see the water on my shirt when we come back here. My goodness, should I try to change shirts while we're in break?
As in Studio JT misses the 2-point bin shot once again.
Oh no, that's his second miss from the field today.
It might have gone in. I don't know. Hold on. No, missed.
Oh, what a shame. No change to the call on the court. It will stay UConn ball. Inbounding with 7 minutes left is Mullins trying to get it in. He does. Caravan up the right baseline. Hits a floater. Caravan's come up with a really big second half here. UConn keeps that bulge right there at around 6 to 9 points. Wild pass into the left corner by Wilkins, collected by Bowser. Back to Wilkins, long left dart three. He's got it! The net barely moves as Wilkins knocks down a three. Furman refuses to lie down. First points of the second half for Wilkins. Here's UConn at the other end. Can they get stops on this end, Furman? No, not this time, as Wilkins commits a foul after hitting the three at the other end. Free throws coming, as they did call that in the act of shooting. So Malachi Smith will shoot two at the line, 54% foul shooter. And he misses it off the heel. Furman, by the way, is in the bonus, as you can see, bottom left of your screen. Second free throw is good, so basically a 50% foul shooter. Just hit 50% on those two. UConn by 6. Furman just hanging around. Wilkins centers for Vanderwall. Hooks it into the right corner. Bowser gives it to House. House has been tremendous in this game. Spins it back up top at the head of the arc. Bowser, he'll try to take on Reed on a drive. Hits the brakes, turns it back to House. Right corner with 5 to shoot. Oh, he tried to lean in and draw a foul while shooting a three, and they didn't call it. Ball ends up out of bounds off of Smith last. Stays with Furman. Shot clock at 2.4.
Oh, look at that.
He got it. They got to get something up quickly here. Wilkins inbounding near side front court. Surprised they don't have him trying to catch it. Instead, he gets it in. Thomas, good fake. Takes the three straight away. It rattles off. The putback somehow didn't go from Vanderwall, but he went up a second time and drew a foul. Vanderwall will be shooting at the line. Jaden Ross was the one that fouled. And that was a really good look from Thomas, given the situation of the shot clock. I don't know how Vanderwall's first tip didn't go, but his second tip gets him to the free throw line. Once again, these overinflated balls hit any piece of the rim, and it just goes caroming out of control. Now, Ben Vanderwall doesn't shoot a lot of free throws. First one here is good. For the season, 43% from the free throw line. Doesn't give you a lot of, doesn't really encourage you that he's going to make them, but he doesn't shoot a lot of them either. Second one was all the way around the rim and dropped out. 5-point game, 6 to go. Kind of the microcosm of UConn's season here, where they're doing just enough to stay in front. Smith dribbles wildly from his left to his right. Got it back on a quick return from Ball. Wilkins defends. Now it's off to Reed. He handles on the perimeter. He's given plenty of space there. Handoff. Smith leans into a three. It's too strong. Rebound down to Tom House. Furman could make this a one-possession game. Into the front court is Wilkins.
I have to rush this.
Wilkins up top for House. House pivots on the March Madness logo at midcourt. Johnston will try to give him a screen. Now he gets the ball to Johnston, who hit that three at the buzzer of the first half. He throws it, and Mullins steals it. In transition, Mullins for Reed to the rim. Oh, tears it down. Terrace Reed with a slam. And a transition two off of a terrible turnover from Furman. That's what UConn's done all night. Furman thinks they have the momentum, and UConn snatches it away. Can they respond with a basket here? Wilkins, oh my goodness, a terrible pass by Wilkins to the far corner. Mullins could have fair caught that and steals it. Reed gets it into the front court. A terrible time for 2 turnovers in a row there. And now Malachi Smith calmly will handle the UConn offense. He gives it to Mullins, centers it for Reed. Reed at the head of the arc, hands it off, ball, loads it up, fakes a three, drives, leaves it in the corner. Caravan, late clock, spins it. Smith in the corner, well covered, and he tried to pitch it out to the perimeter, and it's intercepted by Wilkins. So UConn with a turnover of their own. Inside the final 4 minutes, and a timeout taken by Bob Ritchie. Probably a good timeout after his team had turned it over on back-to-back trips. 3:59 to go. We've got a 7-point game as Furman, who has stayed tight with UConn all night long, just needs a couple of baskets and a couple of stops. And they'll have real scoreboard pressure on the Huskies. Seth, all the games now complete on this 16-game slate other than this one. And we wait to find out if Furman can pull off a staggering shocker.
Yeah, we've got to the finish line in St. Louis. 80-66 it finished. What a flurry down the stretch for Miami. They'll get Purdue on Sunday. Here's another stat for you regarding Iowa's win against Clemson. This is regarding the Iowa head coach, Ben McCullum. Second year in a row that he's advanced out of the first round of the NCAA Tournament with 2 different teams, and both times as the lower seed. How about this statistic for you? If you include his Division II career, he's won at least 1 game in 11 of his 13 trips to the NCAA Tournament.
Goodness.
So, Miami and Purdue, that's an interesting game. Like, again, I'm not sitting here trying to say that Miami's going to win or anything, but it's an interesting matchup, I think.
I think Miami
And
can
also-
take on just about any team in this tournament. I really do. I think they've got a perfect combination of muscle guys and good jump shooting, and some guys that can do both. I'm kind of bullish on Miami.
Also, real quick, rest in peace to the WAC. The WAC, of course, folding after this academic year. It was the last game for a WAC team with that Cal Baptist loss. WAC does go, at least in the last 60 years, they do go 2 Final Fours, both with Utah, 1966. Of course, the team the late Rick Majerus took to the national championship game back in 1998. So,
Pretty sure those Utah Final Four games are shown now on the Big 12 network.
well, the joke's on you. There is no Big 12 network. By the way, the Lady Vols lost to NC State. That's just the 3rd time in their 44 tournament trips they've lost in the first round.
I couldn't believe when you said they ended the season with 8 straight losses.
I gotta tell you, man, as any other team had that mark heading into the year, they would not have made the tournament, or bare minimum first 4, and they got a 10 seed. Like name brand matters. It was basically the equivalent of the North Carolina men last year. Dennis Gates now 1-13 in the month of March in the last 3 seasons, including 0-4 this year.
Wow.
3 tournaments in 4 years, but just 1 top 50 KenPom finish. And remember, one of those tournaments when they won a game, they lost in the second round to a 15 seed. How big do you think you are, Missouri?
Speaking of 15 seeds winning, Furman inbounds, under 4 to go, down 7. Basket on this possession would go a long, long way. They are going up against a giant in Terrace Reed tonight who's having a giant performance. Here's a step back Wilkins three that misses, and there's another Reed rebound, his 21st of the night. He's got 29 points and 21 rebounds. UConn ball. Too early for a put-away possession, but a basket here would go a long way in determining it, and Mullins dumps it in for Reed, and they blitz him with a double, and they call a foul on the floor. I mean, we basically set it up for you. If you were with us off the tip here, we set it up that Furman had no chance to stop him tonight. Just hope that he was off his game or double or triple him, and hope that others would have an off game. And really, that is what's happened. And that just about everyone else other than Caravan has had an off game. I mean, Terrace has been tearing into him all night long. Off the inbound, Smith feeds it off the right wing. Caravan into Reed, and Reed to the rim. He missed the layup. I thought there was a foul in there on Bowser. They didn't call it. Reed got it back, put it down the lane. Losing the ball is Smith, but they call a foul as he got his arm pulled, apparently by Cole Bowser. And that goes down as an offensive rebound for Reed. He's got 29 and 22 on 12 of 15 shooting.
Both teams in the bonus now, Matthew.
And UConn in the 1-1 at the foul line here with Malachi Smith. And Smith hits the first, 54% foul shooter, hitting the first and the front end of the 1-1. Last time we had a 2020 game in the NCAA Tournament. You don't have to go back very far, actually. Happened in 2022 with Oscar Shibwe, who had 21 points and 22 rebounds. But Seth Eaves, you can tell us what happened in that game to Shibwe's highly seeded team. But off that second free throw, Reed gets the offensive rebound and sets up another opportunity for UConn.
They ran into some peacocks that strutted their stuff.
Yeah, here's Smith. Late clock, gives it up. Right wing three, rattles out. Reed again with the offensive board. He might literally get to 30 rebounds if they just keep throwing up shots that they miss. Smith runs more clock. This is back-breaking from Furman. Caravan, left wing three. No, Reed again! Oh, my goodness! This is historic! His 25th rebound! More clock being run. Ball left-handed dribble. Hurley's out on the floor. Reed up top. Hands it off on the wing. Ross gives it up. Caravan shoots the three. Card! That possession could have only ended with a three! 2 minutes left. The lead is 11. Caravan with a big half. Reed with a huge game. Wilkins at the other end. Furman's running out of time. Furman spins in the lane. He lost the ball. It's free. It's saved. It's to Thomas. His three misses. Reed got a 26th rebound. All-time performance in the history of this tournament. Minute and a half to go. UConn looks like they're going to survive. Mullen shakes, dances, shimmies. Looks to his left, zags to his right. He'll drive the right baseline, fadeaway jumper. No! Reed! Rebound! Put back missed, but he got a foul. He'll go to the line looking for a 30-piece. Fouled by Bowser, and you spare a thought for Cooper Bowser tonight because it's a nightmare for him to have to try to defend this guy, box this guy out. Holy cow. Can he just miss the second free throw and get another rebound? I mean, he's gotten this close to 30-30. Give us a 30-30 game. There's his 30th point. One more at the line. And he's got it. 31 points for Terrace Reed to go along with 27 rebounds. Furman inbounds. A valiant effort. Looks like it's going to come up short as they trail now by 13. House goes strong inside, and he runs into the body of Caravan, who's called for the foul. 1:04 to go. And as I said, pretty much a microcosm of UConn's season. Not living up to the expectations of what they thought they were going to do in this game, but did just enough to stay in front of an inferior opponent. House, what a night he's had. First free throw is good. Here comes his second at the line. One dribble of the ball. House bends the knees. Free throw is good. Lead is 11. Minute 4 to go. And Furman starting to go into their bench a bit. Franklin and Bronson check back in. It's been a scoreless night for Bronson. What does UConn do on offense? And do they miss any shots for Reed to go up and get more rebounds? Because he's only 3 away from a 30-30 game. Caravan whips a pass into the front court. Is Furman going to foul? They do. Mullins is fouled from behind by Bronson. So Braylon Mullins, the freshman from Greenfield, Indiana, will go to the free throw line, and more substitutions for Bob Ritchie and Furman. Cooper Bowser heads out. Also Solo Ball heads out for UConn. It'll be UConn and UCLA. That's a lot of national championships right there in that second round matchup that we'll get on Sunday. Total of 17 titles with UCLA's 11 and UConn 6. As Mullins at the line. Front into the 1-and-1 is good. Terrace Reed with a lot of aura around him right now. What if I told you? 3 rebounds shy of a 30-30 game in the NCAA Tournament. Mullins' second foul shot. It's good. He hits both. UConn with an 80-67 lead. Here comes Furman racing into the front court as spinning inside to the rim and getting it onto the back of the rim and missing is Wilkins, but he draws a foul on Ross. 51.7 left. Double bonus for Furman, so 2 free throws for Alex Wilkins, who in his freshman season was a second-team All-SoCon selection. Missed his first free throw here, but as a freshman, made the All-SoCon team, 6th in the conference in scoring. Led his team in scoring. A lot to look forward to for that young man. Question will be, will Furman be able to keep him from moving into the portal? His second free throw is good to make it 80-68. Vanderwall checks in for Furman. Early morning hours of March 21st, 2026. Later today, on this Saturday, more tournament games on this channel. Caravan runs the baseline, gets the ball inbounded for Solo Ball, and he gets pushed and fouled by Wilkins. 50 seconds left.
First 20 rebound game for a UConn player in the NCAA tournament in 61 years.
It's been remarkable.
Today, by the way, was just the... Sorry, go ahead. Today, this is the second time ever that on a tournament day, 0 double-digit seeds won a first-round matchup.
Wow.
Here's an omen for some people that might find interesting. The other was March 19th, 1992. The year Duke won the NCAA championship. Also, it's worth noting that this year's first round had 13 of its 32 games decided by at least 20 points. That is the most ever, even more than last year, which is rather surprising, I must say.
Wow, how about that? Free throws good at the line there. 14-point game. By the way, there is no listed 30-30 game in men's college basketball history, as spinning in towards the basket was House. Reed reaching for the ball is called for a foul. There is no listed 30-30 game in men's college basketball history. There are at least 4 recorded 30-30 games in women's basketball history, and one was in the tournament, Sweet 16, a 30-30 game in 2024. Reed might just run out of time to get to a 30th rebound, as we're at 42.5 seconds left, and he has 27. House hits the second free throw. .42.5 left, and Caravan inbounds it. UConn heading for a Sunday date with UCLA. If Tyler Bilodeau is back, that could be a very interesting game. You do get the feeling they need Bilodeau to be active and competitive if they're going to stay competitive, as Malachi Smith holds on to the ball on the far side, or make that solo ball rather, and they're just going to let the shot clock wind to 0 and take a violation. 12 seconds left. Tough ending for Furman, but what a season. They finished 6th in the SoCon regular season standings, ended up winning the tournament and going to the big dance, as knifing his way inside, Wilkins gets one more basket with 7 seconds left. The inbound goes to Ball, and we'll forever remember this game as one of the all-time individual performances in tournament history. Terrace Reed with 31 points and 27 rebounds almost single-handedly leads UConn to an 11-point first-round victory over Furman. 82-71 is the final score. It'll be UConn and UCLA to play here in Philadelphia Sunday afternoon or evening for a trip to the Sweet 16. UConn wins it. It's their 30th win of the season. They get to 30-5, and it's another NCAA tournament win. They are now 14-1 in their last 15 NCAA tournament games. A remarkable record for this team, coached by Dan Hurley, as they go after a 3rd national championship in the last 4 years. Chalk holding up through so much of the day, and Chalk certainly holding up through this East region, this loaded East region. The only lower seed to win was the 9 TCU, beating the 8 Ohio State, but you will have in the second round in the East 1-9, 4-5, 3-6, and 2-7. And all those big names, big brands, and big programs, you got them basically all in Duke, TCU, St. John's, Kansas, Michigan State, Louisville, and UConn, UCLA. If you make it out of this East region, you're going to have to earn it.
Well, back to the studio we go. I had to interrupt the soliloquy because we have tip times for Sunday. The early games on Sunday will be in St. Louis. 12:10, I'm just going to say the American TV networks for now. 12:10 CBS, Miami, Purdue. Then the second game, the 2:45 game, will be Kentucky and Iowa State. The 60 minutes lead-in is indeed St. John's and Kansas. That'll be the 5:15 game on CBS. 6:10 on TNT, Tennessee versus Virginia. 7:10 on TBS, Iowa versus Florida. 7:50, True TV, Utah State, Arizona. 8:45, Philadelphia, UCLA, UConn on TNT. 9:45, TBS, Texas Tech, and Alabama. So those are the tip times for Sunday. So, what a performance by Terrace Reed Jr. as UConn wraps up day number 2 with an 82-71 victory. Again, all the higher seeds won. The highlights of the day: Otega-Oweh's miracle shot to force overtime. Kentucky beat Santa Clara by 5. Tennessee by 22 over Miami O. Texas Tech beat Akron by 20. It was Arizona by 34 over LIU. Virginia by 9 over Wright State. Iowa State by 34 over Tennessee State. Bama beats Hofstra by 20. Utah State beats Villanova by 10. Iowa beats Clemson by 6. St. John's beats Northern Iowa by 26. UCLA beats UCF by 4. Purdue beats Queens by 33. Florida wins by 59 over Prairie View. Kansas wins by 8 over Cal Baptist. Miami wins by 14 over Missouri. And here UConn wins by 11. Quick thoughts, Matthew, before I run down tomorrow's schedule and give you quick thoughts on that. Quick thoughts from Friday at the NCAA Tournament.
Yeah, this was really one of the best individual performances we've ever seen in the history of this tournament that we just saw from Terrace Reed. And UConn, like I said, kind of a microcosm of their season. They do just enough to get the victory. So, UConn moves on. Texas Tech, super impressed by them against a really good Akron team. And obviously Kentucky with just their circus ending to regulation. Shame for Miami that the season had to end in an uncompetitive fashion. Watch out for Tennessee to go on a run, though. I really like the team if they can just clean up end-of-game scenarios. And as I said, I'm also bullish on Miami.
All right. So, the lineup for tomorrow is like this. It starts at 12:10 with St. Louis against Michigan in Buffalo. Then at 2:45, Louisville against Michigan State. We'll have the games from Greenville and Portland. 5:15 for TCU Duke. And then the other Greenville game is 7:50 for VCU Illinois. We'll also have the 2 Portland games, Texas Gonzaga at 7:10 and High Point Arkansas around 9:45. Elsewhere tomorrow at 6:10, it's Texas A&M Houston, Vandy Nebraska at 8:45. What catches your eye on the Saturday slate as the second round begins, Mr. Owens?
TCU has Duke, I think, right for the picking. This Duke team is just so injured. We saw it against Siena. It changes their entire game. It's not only that their depth is not there, but it also forces Cam Boozer to play the 5. That's not what he naturally is. He's crazy talented, but he's not a center. He's 6'9". 6'8" maybe. TCU has a chance to upset Duke. Louisville and Michigan State is going to be a contrast of styles. If Michael Brown's not playing, then you're going to have to get guys like Conwell and McNeely that absolutely rip three-pointers. St. Louis can pressure Michigan. Can Michigan beat the press? Michigan shot over 60% from the field and barely missed any two-pointers against Howard. St. Louis is a different story, of course, but St. Louis will have plenty of energy in that game. Houston and A&M is a rematch of a thriller from a couple of years ago. Texas, can Vocatitis challenge Gonzaga on the inside? Illinois and VCU is so interesting just because Illinois had it to go so easily in their first game against Penn, and VCU had to come back from the dead, basically. Nebraska, Vanderbilt, that might be a fist fight. Arkansas and High Point. High Point's already controlled a great set of guards in Arkansas. Can they defend this set of guards in Acuff? But they're more than just their guards. They've got Brazil and others in there that High Point's going to have to try to survive. It's a really good set of games, and I can't wait to get there.
Greenville and Portland streams tomorrow. Dukies and Horned Frogs, Rams and Illini, Zags and Horns, Panthers and Hogs. Gentlemen, we've made it. From 68, we have now shrunk the field to 32. Madness continues tomorrow. The day in general begins shortly after noon. We'll come at you a little after 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. For the incomparable JT, who has stuck it out He's going to bed as the chickens crow in the morning in the UK. For Matthew Owens, who has done a phenomenal job. You didn't get too loopy, honestly, during this last game as JT tries his Japanese Coke. For all of them, I am Seth Eaves.
That is different.
There you have it. Japanese Coke. Different. For JT, as I nearly make him spit out the Japanese Coke. For JT, for Matthew Owens, for everyone, for Pierre Moss, who was chopping it up with us as well. I'm Seth Eaves. More NCAA Tournament madness coming your way tomorrow. Good night, everybody, and enjoy the second round.
And thanks for sticking with us for 8 games in 2 days. God bless you.
What he said.
God bless
What
you
he
all.
said.
And Seth and JT, I appreciate your help. This has been a fun 2 days. Goodbye.